Good morning, LKN 734. All right, Christine is helping me plan the Lake Norman Woman of the Year Gala. And with that, we have one of our nonprofit beneficiaries is Pharos Parenting. We had Nate join us last week to tell us about Stand Up for Good, which is a comedy show fundraiser benefiting Pharos Parenting, their child abuse prevention efforts in North Mecklenburg County. And this year's headliner of Stand Up for Good is Andy Forrester. Andy joins us on the phone today. Andy, thank you so much for being here today.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for having me.
Yes, Andy, you've been performing comedy since 1999. Wow, you performed with Mark Maron, Tom Segura, Leanne Morgan, Louis Anderson, Gilbert Gottfried. Thank you for gracing us with your presence today. Right? Yes, this is so exciting. So tell us about, if somebody comes to one of your shows, kind of what can they expect?
A lot of silliness.
We like it. We like it. You'll fit in great with us then.
Yeah. It's a high energy show. I'm a big guy. I'm self-deprecating. Like to make fun of myself, and I have fun talking about my crazy family and my two daughters that are for sale. So, they're on eBay, buy one get one free / I pay you kind of deal. So they're trying to kill me. Is what's the truth. So,
you must have. Do you have teenage daughters?
One is 17, one is 23.
Yeah.
And again, I can get them to you today.
No, I've got a 19-year-old. Christine has a teenager as well. Yeah. So yes, we know that. Yeah, we're good. We're full.
Yeah, you sure? Because listen, I mean, these are mostly potty trained, and it's all right. The 23-year-old just moved back home from college, so I'm not sure that worked out. She graduated and then came back here, so
Yeah, we call that. We got a couple boomerang kids hanging around. Yeah, that's what we call them around here. We sent them out and they came right back to us, Andy.
I did not know that phrase.
There you go. That's a freebie for you right there. You can use that one. So you started comedy in 1999. What was it that you were like, I got the jokes and everybody needs to hear them? What was it that kind of inspired you to get started?
So I started with improv comedy, like Whose Line Is It Anyway? And so I started that. I went to a show, and I didn't have any kids yet, so it was, freewheeling. And my wife and I went, and they were like, do you think you can do this? Sign up for classes. I was like, I can do this. So I did that, and I did it for like 10 years. But after about year 6, I had been writing jokes. So in 2005, I finally started doing stand-up. And so I've been doing stand-up now for 20 years, and comedy altogether for 25, 26. So, it's something that's I always wanted to do. I actually grew up near Cornelius. I grew up in Lincolnton, North Carolina, and so I just was always silly. I went to UNC Greensboro. I was a DJ on the radio in Greensboro in college, and then on a station outside of college. And I love it. I've always been silly, and it's just sort of something I always wanted to do. And I kind of studied comedy, like just watched a lot of it. So just being silly was something I loved.
Yeah, we all love being silly, and you're a hometown guy too. So it's nice to have you coming back home to do this show at the Cain Center in Cornelius. We're really looking forward to it. Let me ask you, okay, so since you are the great barbecue debate of North Carolina, do you have a preference?
Do I have it? In terms of sauce, like
Lexington versus Eastern North Carolina style. That's the big debate around here.
Yeah, I like what's known as food. And,
I'm telling you, the more I get to know you, Andy, the more you fit in really, really well with us. You just come sit around the table one day. We always got something we're snacking on in here. Sometimes it is barbecue at 7 a.m. too. We don't discriminate.
That is awesome. That would be so awesome. You know what though? I like it. I kind of like it all. I do. There's a great place up in western North Carolina, up in Black Mountain, called Phil's, and they have like an array of sauces on the table. And so I'll try everything but that Alabama sauce, which is mayonnaise based. I don't understand that, but yeah, like I like a gold sauce. I like a little mustard sauce, but I like a vinegar sauce, and I love like I make barbecue, and when I do, and the guy who gave it to me was from New Jersey, and I'm not making that up. He was like from New York, New Jersey.
New Jersey, new barbecue? Yeah, I'm a little skeptical of that one, Andy.
I know. I said the thing, but I think he had gotten the recipe from somebody, down here.
Yeah.
And so he passed it on to me because I was like, I'd love it. I've never tried to make my own barbecue before, and he taught me how, gave me a recipe, and I tried it, and I make this sauce, and it's awesome. When they say ketchup based, I don't use ketchup, I use chili sauce, and so and vinegar. So it's a combination of both. I mean, because if you get a ketchup based sauce, as they like to call it, it still has vinegar in it. So yeah, it's a combination of both. I like it all.
That's great. Yeah, we like it all here too. We don't discriminate when it comes to food around here. There's not much that we won't give a try to at 7 a.m. In the morning.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't have a problem here, Andy. Don't have to worry about that. Let me ask you about all the people that you've opened for. I mentioned when we started, Mark Maron, Tom Segura, Leanne Morgan, Louis Anderson, Gilbert Gottfried. Do you have a favorite that you've opened for, or a favorite comedian that you've worked with?
I would have to say Mark Maron and Leanne Morgan are two of my favorites. Years ago, I listened to Mark Maron's podcast when he just started out, and I still am a huge fan. And he was coming through here in Raleigh, and I asked could I open for him, and they were like, well, he brings his own opener, but you can host. I'm like, I'll sweep the floors. I don't care. I want to meet him and I want to watch him. And so yeah, I got to meet him and hang out. And my favorite is one night we went and got burgers after the show, and a Led Zeppelin song comes on, and he's like, ah, right, good stuff. It's like, yeah. And so I asked him if he'd ever heard their song No Quarter, and he's like, yeah. And I said, well, the band Tool did a cover of it. I played it for him. He loved it. I made him a copy of all the Tool CDs. The next day, he tweeted about it, and then when I picked him up to take him to a barbecue place on Saturday,
there you go.
I picked him up. He had gotten a message from the lead singer of Tool asking could he come be on the podcast. And so eventually that did happen because he'd asked him a year before, and he was like, who is this? And the guy from Tool had texted it or emailed him and said, do you ever have self-absorbed, jerks on your show? He said, who is this? And then when he tweeted about me he tweeted that I shared all these Tool CDs with him, and Maynard from Tool saw it, and then he ended up having him on the show. So that's one of my favorite things because it's it's just sort of like this kismet thing. This, like, hey, I helped make this happen. So
yeah, you never know who you're gonna, what connections you're gonna make and how it's gonna help push your career forward, or just have some fun, right?
Yeah. And it's sort of like I love music and I love comedy, and so it was sort of like I had another one of those. My favorite band is Rage Against the Machine, and I'm also an artist. I can draw fairly well, and I had drawn a picture of Tom Morello from Rage Against the Machine, and I worked with Greg Barrett. He wrote the movie and the book She's Just Not That Into You, and he knows Tom Morello. We were chatting, and I made some comment, and he pulls up his phone. He goes, "You mean this Tom Morello?" And he's got it pulled up like he could text him right then.
Wow!
Like, oh my gosh, you know him. So, long story short, he said, "Well, if you ever go see him," I'm like, "That's next month." He's like, "All right, well, let me know, and I'll get you contacted." And I got to meet him backstage after his set. So yeah, I love it. I mean, again, it's like comedy is a great connector. It really is. I don't know a lot of people that don't enjoy some good comedy.
Yeah, I love a good comedy show. We had a stand-up comedian as our co-host yesterday, and I was telling her that I just love going in, sitting down, having some laughs, making light of whatever's going on. The life is tough sometimes. The world is crazy some days, and so it's just nice having that space where you can come, sit down, hang out, and have a nice time with your family too, because you are, a cleaner show, a family funny show to talk about life and family, and maybe don't bring your 6-year-old, but you could bring your teenagers and have fun with them too.
Yeah. It's the craziest thing. I'm an Eagle Scout, and it did not fit well with me to be all, filthy and whatnot. And as I like to tell people, I don't talk about sex with my wife. I'm not going to do it in a room full of people. That's not my style. I love all kinds. So churches and all sorts of things. And, you tell people you work clean and they have this look that comes on their face like, oh man, I'm like, no, come watch. You'll see. I promise you'll enjoy it. And they do. So like I wouldn't tell people I did this if I wasn't good at it.
Oh, I love it, Andy. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Go see Andy at Stand Up for Good charity comedy night at Cain Center of the Arts, August 16th at 8 p.m. Doors open at 7 p.m. You can get your tickets through pharosparenting.org. Thanks so much, Andy. Have a great day.
Thank you.
But I turn on my radio. Listen to Good Morning LKN on WSIC. It makes Tuesday